Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, the Fusion is live. We're going to go through the Fusion calendar and kind of give some thoughts on that. And yeah, I guess so check out whether it's going to be in people's best interest or not to get this thing done. Also, they dropped something a bit cheeky out of nowhere, which is a 24-hour man-eater guaranteed from Voids. 40 Void shards. I wish they'd give... Honestly, I feel like they should just give us a bit of notice on this. Like, just buying up... Let's say you were in a position that you had, I don't know, 10 Voids, right? Buying up 30 Voids in one hit is extremely expensive to do. And it feels bad to do that. Like, buying that many... I think I've got a Void pack somewhere. Yeah, like, talking 60 quid and some. And I think there's another Void pack somewhere here. This one, like, basically you've got it here, 100 quid. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot, and you know, it's too much. I just wonder if they gave people like a week or maybe 2 weeks notice and said this is coming, people would save a certain amount and then potentially buy the top up. I just feel like that's got to be better business, surely. But if you are someone who's got the shards, certainly if you're like mid game going into end game and do not have clan boss sorted yet, Maneater, still one of the best champions in the game to get it sorted, right? So, it's a tough one, honestly, because, yeah, I feel like the antics of just throwing it out there and then it's like this rush. I get it. It's a psychological thing that they're trying to do. I think it might be the turn off, not the turn on. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe their coffers will be full and they will be happy. Let's talk about BAMBUS then. BAMBUS 4-leaf here. So this is the Fusion calendar. It is out. It is ready. We will, as ever, do an updated guide on hellhades.com where you can come and see basically what we suggest you should be doing on each day. So you can come in here and there will be a Fusion guide. We normally pin it to the top here. So it'll be easy to get to. And yeah, basically it'll be updated by the team at HH Gaming around, you know, how many points you need for stuff, what should you be doing, all of that type of stuff if you're going for this Fusion. And I will say, I've been playing with him on the test server, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe 50% through doing a guide video. And, you know, sometimes it's like, I'm doing the guide video, and he's just a bit awkward. He's not bad, he's actually kind of good. Certainly good for mid-game progression accounts. Got some cool stuff going on with Dragon, especially Hard Dragon. Better on Hard Dragon than normal Dragon, weirdly. And certainly some cool stuff with Hydra, okay? But he's not quite great. And it might be that people find some stuff to do with him in the future that is great, but I think he's not quite great for me. Anyway, what's going on with the tournaments and stuff here? It's a normal type of setup. There is a big call out very, very early on here. You've got a Summon Rush this weekend. And it's at the same time that we've got the other kind of like enhanced rates on a whole bunch of nukers for the arena, which is quite a cool thing for them to do. Hefrak's in there, Trunder's in there. The new guy, the new Void Legendary is in there as well, who apparently is a little bit lackluster. I've not really played around with him enough yet myself. But they're doing this Summon Rush where you can actually pick up one of the epics, Malkith Bloodflock. And the way this Fusion's working is you basically need 2 of each epics, yeah? And the way you get to them is by getting 4 of each of the rares. So you have to level to 40 the rares, ascend them to 4-star before they're fusible. So it needs books, you know, from the potion keeps. There's a lot more grind going on, but you also have the kind of luck factor that if you're pulling shards, it's possible to pull rares, it's possible to pull the epics. And you can kind of get some lucky time savers. But other than that, it's very similar to like the normal fragment fusions we see a lot nowadays. But yeah, 2 of each of the epics to get the job done. And obviously here, you can get 1 of the epics from summons. Now that's normally pretty deep into a summon rush. We're normally talking about a few thousand points to get that done. In fact, let's look at an old one. So I'm just looking on hellhades.com here at one of the previous fusions. So we had the Fusion for Newt needed the same sort of makeup here. And it was 2150 points for the rare on Summon Rush. And it was 5400 for, I don't know if that was for a rare or or for an epic, or just another rare. I think it was for the epic. Okay, so 5,400 was the score you needed for the epic. You know, put that into perspective here. What is it, 120 points for a void shard? We actually do have within this link, maybe I'll link this down below for you guys to be able to check it out, but we do have a summon rush calculator, so you could be like, right, I've got 12 void shards, I've got, I don't know, 6 sacreds or whatever you've got, and it will tell you how many points they're worth right now. Yeah, so you can play around with this, but yeah, it's so I would be thinking something close to 5,000 to 6,000 for the epic, but it does mean that you can cut out then a whole bunch of stuff, because one epic is the equivalent of picking up 4 of the rares, right? So do we then have the chance to not have to do a champion chase is the question. So champion chase will give us this void here. We're going to be picking up this void here anyway. So I think it does mean that you could just skip one of the summoning events, which is good. It's good if you've got the shards to do it. I guess the trouble is normally champion chase events are the easier of the two, because you know you've got things that you can kind of save to get points, and you can kind of get yourself into a better place without just having shards. But going through it here in a bit more detail, we've got opening with a champion training, which is not bad. That's just about doing work in the tavern, getting your points in the bag. We've already got it live actually, so let's have a quick look. Champion training. Got a primal shard up here, so 5,500 points in 4 days. Sounds like it's a lot. It's actually not too bad at all. Often I encourage people to like push harder in these if you've got the resources, because this is where a legendary tome for 10,000 points is actually very good. And you do get points here for using skill tomes, ascending, everything. So you can actually, now any of the champions that you find early on through different tournaments, like we've got Dragon Tournament here, you can literally just get them leveled during this champion training, get them ascended, get all of those kind of points for doing stuff you're going to have to do anyway. But yeah, using the tavern effectively is what I would suggest. So for stuff like this, you literally take in your 2 stars and put 1 brew into them, and you'll get yourself a load of points. Even if this is a food champion, you get yourself points. I've got a video on this. I will link that at the end, which is something, I think it's called something like get 4 times the value from champion training. They're generally not as bad as people think they are. They're actually one of the easier ones to complete. So champion training, Dragon Tournament is just about having energy. That's going to cost you about 2,000 energy to get that done. And then you've got Dungeon Divers. So you kind of want to use your energy for the Dragon Tournament whilst Dungeon Divers is on. And Dungeon Divers also dovetails into Ice Golem. So between the two, hopefully that's enough. But I will say it, Dungeon Divers have sucked over the last few months. Like, they are really hard. They pushed it to a point where even if you were using all of your energy for all this stuff, you're not getting enough points. So I'm hoping that when tomorrow's one drops, and for the rest of this event, that they're not so harsh, because they've been really bad. And yeah, they've been really bad. Classic Arena, are you active or not? That's all we're asking there. Ice Golem, you just want to push as high as you can, but ideally you want to look for intervals on any of these dungeons. So, basically what you want to be doing is trying to get the energy efficient ones. If you are building your way through the game, then you kind of get little stages of energy efficiency, like stage 11, stage 16 is a good one, and then stage 20 is actually the best one to get points in events and for Dungeon Divers, for anything. Like, it's just the best place. Energy efficiency for what you get in points is always going to be the best. Right, so we then get on to a couple of artifact enhancements. Generally, you should just earn enough silver to do these by doing the rest of the stuff. Yeah, I've always done it on my free-to-plays without even starting with a load of silver. But if not, sell off, things like accessories. They sell for a lot of silver. That's your best place to kind of get a silver farm going. And sometimes you want to be quite brutal in terms of gear cleansing when this sort of stuff's going on. Couple of artifact events then, and a third one, so it's going to be 3 lots, but again, you should earn enough throughout the whole fusion to get it done. It is a 2-week thing. Okay, we then get into Fire Knight. Again, just farm a high level as you can. The next champion training. So the difference here is the first one, you get points for things like using books and ascending, whereas this one is literally just leveling champions. So it's a harder one. But again, you still use the same sort of technique to get those extra points in from the video that I'm going to link. And I guess that's it really. And then it's down to whether you still need the champion chase or not, depending on what you do on the summon rush. So the extra epic cannot be picked up. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a pretty standard fusion. Depends where they put the point scoring as to whether you want to get it done. But what I will say is some of these rares do look quite interesting. Like if you are a newer player, then Longsword Taurox definitely looks like an interesting rare that might end up being played through to late game in like secret room stuff. So Longsword here looks pretty damn interesting. I also think that Selenia Nightcloak looks pretty damn interesting as well. So yeah, I think there's some decent champions here. What we might do, if people want it, we might do a stream tomorrow, Friday, and test out some of these different rares live on stream. Let me know if you want that or not, because if not, I'm going to do a Watcher of Realms stream. So let me know either way. Anyway, guys, there you go. I've been Hell Hades. Good luck if you're doing the fusion, and yeah, I'll catch you later.